I just want to say thank you guys for all the support that you guys have been offering on the channel. So this video might be an extremely this video will take a while, but I'll try and speed through it as fast as I can. You know what? Just fuck it. You know, I don't even care. I apologize for the language, but we're gonna go through every single one of these pie charts. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M's in my back. No, I'm playing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 pie charts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all of these. Now, we're just going to do the point guards for this video. Okay? If you guys want to see me do all 5 positions, point guard, small forward, shooting guard, power forward, center, all those positions, drop a like on this video. So, essentially what we're going to do is we're going to take the pie chart, right? And we're going to use all the attribute points for those specific badges. I know that sounds kind of stupid because that's what normally people do, right? No. People try and create the most balanced build possible. That's what we all want as 2K players, right? Well, guess what? In this video, we're going to do something a little different. So, we're going to start off with our all finishing pie chart here. Now, like I said, if you guys want to see me do all positions, drop a like on this video, okay? Now, I normally would say go for the first pie chart, so that way you get, you know, max speed, acceleration, vertical, or whatever else like that. But honestly, I feel like this one right here would be a demon physical build, because think about it. You got +8 to everything on that right hand side right there. So you got a 95 speed, a 93 acceleration, and a 99 vertical. This guy will be jumping out the gym. But I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with the speed on this one. I'm gonna have to go with that. So we're gonna max out all of our finishing. Okay. I mean, 28 finishing. That sounds decent. We're gonna go playmaking here. We're gonna go defense here. Bam, bam. I want a little bit more shooting. Okay, so I mean, really, it just depends, man. I mean, there's a lot you could do with this build right here. You know what? Actually, I'm going back on my. What am I doing? I'm going against my own idea, you guys. This video is not designed to, you know, make the most logical build possible. It's to make the craziest build possible, okay? We're going to put up stuff that we need, and yeah. Oh, this build is stupid. If you make this build, I mean, hey, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? Different strokes for different folks. Anyways, we got 2 people watching the video. I think we got 2 people watching the video. What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? So we got 30 finishing badges, 1 shooting badge. Now, let's see what we can do here. Okay, it doesn't really matter. I mean, really, I wouldn't be really shooting with this build anyways. I'd just be looking to attack the rim. Now, this is a point guard, okay? So bear in mind, this is a point guard. So we're looking at 30 finishing, 1 shooting, 14 playmaking, and 6 defensive rebounding badges. So that's a total of, what is that? 31 plus 20, that's 51. That's 51 badges. That's a nice badge spread right there. We're gonna go define. I make my point guard 6'5", so this is for me. If I'm making, you know what? Actually, we can make this guy 6'8". Okay. But that would literally nuke all of his stats, so we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna drop his weight. Okay, and since it doesn't really matter, we're going to max out his wingspan. Why not? We are going to make a slashing defensive demon is what we're making here. He is 6'5" with, check this out, a 7'2" wingspan at the point guard spot. This guy, stupid. Both of these takeovers, you can't go wrong with them. But if you want to really piss people off, go with lockdown defender. But I like dunking on people, so what do we get? A two-way slasher. I should have figured that out from the get-go. We're going to go test out his badges and everything like that. Like I said, this video is for educational purposes only, so take everything literally in this video with a grain of salt. Oh, nice. Okay. This video is unconventional, you guys. I'm trying to tell you guys. Okay? So we're going to do our playmaking badges first. Okay? Space Creator, Quick First Step, Unpluckable. Really, man, I'm doing this from my perspective, but really, your badges are personal preference, okay? Like I said, whatever tickles your boat and floats your fancy, whatever tickles your fancy and floats your boat, doesn't really matter, right? Floor General's nice if your teammates are bums and they can't score. Dimer's nice. So really, I mean, it just depends, you know? For the badges, or for the defensive badges, I always go Chase Down Artists and Clamps. You could put Intimidator on, you could put Pickpocket on, you could put Tireless Defender if that's your deal. Whatever you want to do, man. But I always go Chase Down Artists and Clamps because, for one, Clamps is a really good defensive badge to have to stay in front of your defender or your opponent. And for two, Chase Down Artist is for those moments where your opponent thinks he gets past you. Bam! You meet him at the rim and you send that like LeBron did in 2016 finals. Okay, now for the shooting badges, you're not going to be doing a whole lot of shooting, but I found that Sniper is a pretty good badge. Now for your... Woo! Woo! It's getting spicy in here. Okay, for these finishing badges right now, Slithery Finisher, Posterizer, Limitless Takeoff. We're going to go Fearless Finisher. We're going to go Grace Under Pressure. We're going to go Unstrippable. Since we are... Okay, we're not going to be doing hooks with this build. I mean, if you want to do hooks, you can. That's fine. Whatever. But yeah, Putback Boss is another good one. That would be dope to have. I mean, really, like I said, man, it doesn't really matter. I mean, whatever you want to do. But this build is crazy. It is a two-way finishing build. Okay, so if you're a defensive god, that's your build. But if you're not, cool, whatever floats your fancy, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now we're going to make our second pie chart of the video. Like I said, I'm just trying to speed through this as fast as I can, okay? Now, for this one right here, I don't know, man. I kind of want to go with this pie chart because it's a balance of everything. Speed, acceleration, and vertical. So, we're going to go with that since he does have Hall of Fame finishing badges. And he's going to be jumping over people left and right. I mean, really, dude? We got two people watching the video. What's up? This is essentially what you can do, okay? If you don't want to max out post fade and you would rather have defense, be my guest. However, you won't get any more defensive badges because, well, I mean, it doesn't really matter, okay? You're not going to get any defensive badges anyway, so why not take the finishing badges, right? Or the shooting badges, my fault. We got two people watching the video. What's up? I appreciate everybody stopping by. But like I said, this video is unconventional. This is not what I would do. Maybe somebody would want to do this, but this is the attributes here on the left side. badges on the right or whatever. And remember, everything on the left goes up +4 once you hit 95 to 99, 95 to 99, it's +4. And then everything on the right is +8 when you get the Gym Rat badge or when you win an NBA championship, whichever comes first. So 90 speed, but you know what? We're not even going to get into that right now because those numbers are going to change. But we're looking at 22 finishing, 22 shooting, 15 playmaking, 1 defensive badge. Now, or you can do this. If you don't want to have any playmaking, wait. Let me go ahead and do that again. Okay, so we're looking at 15 playmaking. All right, keep that number in your heads. Okay, 15 playmaking or 6 defensive badges. I prefer the 15 playmaking over the 6 defensive badges, if you ask me, but that's just me. So we're looking at a total of 16 plus 44 badges. That's 60 badges. That's some god tier stuff right there. Moving on, we're gonna go 6'5". I'll always drop the weight of my point guards, but this just depends on what you want to do. This is if I were to create this build, but we're doing it a little bit, of a different way. Now for the wingspan, really, if you want to, you can max it out, but that's gonna nuke his shooting to the moon. But since we don't have any defense anyways, really, I don't know. I mean, you could max out his wingspan. That would actually be the best thing for you to do because, yeah, your defense isn't really the best in the world. I mean, you're going to have long arms. You're going to be able to get deflections and stuff like that. You have a 77 3 ball, which, by the way, like I said, when you hit 95 overall, your overall starts going up to +4. So you're looking at an 81 3-point shot, which is higher than what my build has now. An 83 mid-range shot, a 92 free throw. He's going to be a god-tier shooter. He's going to be able to post fade like crazy. His playmaking's still going to be good. And his finishing, bro, this dude's going to be good. Now for the takeover dude, it really does not matter. All of these badges or all of these takeovers will help you out. But I love shooting the 3-ball, so we're going to go with spot-up shooter. And we get the facilitating finisher, the same build I have, which is crazy, right? I went a different direction with this build, with my real build, okay? So, I mean, really, man, dude, this build would be crazy. If somebody made this build, if I seen this build, I'm probably running in the other direction. No cap, I'm running, okay? Because this build is absolutely dangerous. Why? Because the man has double-digit badges in 3 categories. That's absolutely nuts. That's stupid, okay? Dude. Then we go to his shooting, man. Oh my god, this guy. He's going to have sniper, deadeye, catch and shoot, limitless spot up, set shooter. Good god. Then he's going to have green machine on silver. Or you can go difficult shots. Whatever floats your fancy and tickles your boat. It doesn't really matter. And then you go to the man's finishing. Oh my god. Slithery finisher, posterizer, limitless takeoff. Man's going to be jumping from the free throw line like Michael Jordan in his first dunk contest. I mean, this guy, he's going to be deadly. I mean, you could go back down Punisher for God's sakes. You're going to be backing down point guards, shooting guards, small forwards even. I might be talking out the side of my neck, but hey, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. This build has 10 Hall of Fame badges. Wow. Wow. I could have made this build. I could have said, you know what? I don't care about defense on a point guard. I could have, bruh. I don't know. I might have to do some exploring with that build. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. I mean, because you see, my facilitating finisher right here is a 90 overall. I'm probably going to do an episode on him later on today as I'm recording this video. Next one. Okay. We have this one. Okay. Now, I'm not going to do this one because I kind of feel like it's the same thing as this one. So, we're going to move on. Now we have the finishing and Playmaker pie chart. So, I'm going to go with this one. It's a balance of all. +8 to everything. So, we're going to put all of his finishing up. And then we're going to do all of his playmaking. Now, if you want to do finishing or if you want to do shooting or defense, that's up to you. However, I'm going to do shooting because I want to have those shooting badges. And then put the rest on defense. Whatever you can put on defense, you put it there. I mean, a 67 3-ball, I mean, could you get away with it? Maybe. +4. Well, actually, you know what? Negate that. We still haven't done his height and his weight and everything like that. So, we're looking at 24 finishing, 9 shooting, 25 playmaking, 1 defensive badge. So, we're looking at 10 plus 49, 59 badges. I mean, that's a good spread, especially considering what you get here. I mean, he could kind of get away with shooting. I mean, he'd be a good pro-am build. As long as he gets sent to the free throw line. I mean, he's going to be a hell of a decent slasher, really good playmaker, somewhat okay on defense. Meh, you know? 6'5", minimum weight, what I always go with. Now, this right here is personal preference. Do you want to say, well, oh, I could get a little bit better finishing? Or could I go with a little bit better shooting? See, it just depends. It really, 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 really depends on what you want to do. However, I'm going to do something different for this build right here. I'm gonna make this build 2 times. One with minimum wingspan, one with maximum wingspan to see what changes in the build. So we're going to go with, if you want the shooting to go up some, we're going to go with the minimum wingspan, okay? Now, for the takeover, I would honestly prefer slash and takeover with this one, just to help us out with our finishing. And we get a slashing playmaker. Now, I'm going to edit this build, I'm going to go back, I'm going to change the wingspan, and I'm going to max it out, okay? Not changing anything else, okay? Now, before I move on, this build right here, it will still get an 84 drive and dunk, which will get you, I believe, pro contact dunks in this game, I think. You're going to be able to body people. His playmaking is god tier. He's going to be a decent shooter, sitting at a 74. To add in skill boost, I think skill boosts bump you up to +5. So you're looking at a 79 3-ball. You could definitely get away with a 78, 79 3-ball in this game. So that's looking really good. Now, we're going to max his wingspan out. 6'5", with a, 7'2" wingspan. He's going to be okay on defense. I mean, his driving dunk's going to be crazy. Slasher playmaker. We're going to go slash and takeover. And what do we get? A slashing playmaker. So guess what? It really does not matter what you do with this build, okay? You can go minimum wingspan, max wingspan. Do you want to have... I mean, to me, if you want me to be honest, I would prefer to max out the wingspan to maximize your finishing, as well as you being able to get deflections and being able to steal. Now, if you want shooting and you want to be a better ball handler, you know, whatever works for you, man. Whatever works for you. But we're going to max out his wingspan, slash and takeover. And we get the Slash and Playmaker. This is the same build I made on 2K21 last year. Really couldn't shoot the ball because 2K21 was an extremely hard game to shoot in. Alright. Gonna run through the badges really quick. Clamps on bronze. Hall of Fame playmaking, quick first steps, space creator, unpluckable, ankle breaker. You can go floor general. You can go stop and go, handles for days, dimer. Really, all these badges are personal preference. For me though, I'm definitely gonna go dimer. And I'm going to go stop and go. Stop and go is a pretty useful badge, especially if you want to slam on the brakes in transition and just pull up for a quick 3. For the shooting, really, he's going to be a terrible shooter, so it doesn't really matter. But anything we can do to help this build shoot, we're going to use. So, sniper, deadeye, catch a shoot. Bam. That knocks out 3 birds with 1 stone, okay? He's going to be able to have flexible release, kind of. He's going to be able to negate his bad shot timing. He's going to be able to close in. He's going to be able to, you know, effectively reduce the impact of his defender closing out on him. So if he is kind of open and a defender decides to say, hey, I'm going to reach out and touch you, Deadeye might help him out a little bit, and then catch and shoot. That'll be able to help him out once he catches the ball. Now, for his finishing. Oh, my God. Finishing badges for days. We can go Slithery Finisher, Unstrippable, Posterizer, Limitless Takeoff. I mean, Bag Down Puncher. Whatever badges you want for this build, you got them here, okay? But, I mean, 12 Hall of Fame badges? Are you serious? That's, pro. That's some God tier stuff right there. But that's that build right there. I mean, y'all can really stop if y'all want to and make these builds, but, I mean, hey, whatever tickles your boat and floats your fancy, it doesn't really matter to me, okay? Just, this video is for educational purposes only, like I've said for the 50,000th time. Moving on, I think the next one we're going to go with is our pie chart right here, the defense and finishing pie chart. I believe we might have already done this one. The 2A finisher, I believe it was. I believe we're gonna see. I think we might have already done this one though. Did we already do a 2A finisher? Let me go back and look at the pie charts. Hold on. No, we actually just only did the first one. Okay. So the first one was the one that we created, you know, that 2A finisher. So we're going to see what we can do here. We're going to max out all of his finishing. Okay. We're going to max out his defense. Or at least get the important stuff out of the way. Playmaking's going to be next. And then, put the rest on free throw. So we're looking at 26 finishing, 1 shooting, 12 playmaking, and 20 defensive rebounding badges. So you're looking at a total 32 plus 27. What is that? 59 badges. That's a really good badge spread. Actually, when you look at it, I mean, double digits in 3 badge categories. That's pretty crazy. 6'5". Drop his weight all the way down. Really? His shooting is going to be ass anyways, so you might as well max out his wingspan, so that way you can help his drive and dunk, and he's going to be a demon on defense? Yes, sir. Really? It doesn't really matter which takeover you choose. If you want to put your nuts in people's faces, if you want to be like Patrick Beverley on Kevin Durant in the 2019 playoffs, you can go lock takeover. But for the sake of this, I love putting my nuts in people's face, no homo. And we get the 2A finisher. It is the exact same one as the pie chart that we used above, but you know, I feel like this build would be a little bit better in terms of defense than the other one was, I think. For the defensive badges, chase down artist, clamps. You can go intimidator, pickpocket. This build is going to be like the point guard version of Kawhi Leonard. It's going to be crazy. And then really, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I guess we're gonna ankle braces. Sorry. For the next one, we're gonna go playmaking. So we have quick first step, ankle breakers, unpluckable. Then we got space creator. Yeah, those are the badges that I would definitely run. For the shooting, Deadeye is always a good badge, but like I said, sniper is probably the best shooting badge in the game right now, to my opinion. Posterizer, limitless takeoff. This build is gonna be stupid in the paint. You step up in the paint with this build if you want to. I would feel sorry for you if you did. If you decided to step up on this build in the paint, it's not gonna be pretty for you. You will get dunked on. Okay, so we're looking at a total of 11 Hall of Fame badges here, which is, that's ridiculous. That is stupid. That's crazy. Okay, so there you go. There goes your two-way finisher pie chart there. Moving on to our next pie chart here. We have the all shooting pie chart. For all you pure sharpshooters out there, this is probably gonna be the one that you want to use. So we're gonna max out all of his shooting. Okay. Alright. For me, playmaking and defense are gonna be the focuses for this part right here. And yeah. So we're looking at a total of 50 badges. Okay? 50 badges for a pure sharpshooter build. I think that's actually pretty good. I mean, yeah, he's not going to be able to dunk to save his life. I mean, really, man. Excuse me. Really, I don't know, dude. Like I said, this video is for research purposes only. I mean, you can tool this build any way you want to. If you don't want all this defense, put it on your finishing. If you don't want all this playmaking, put it on your defense, or vice versa, whatever. But we're making builds that are unconventional, okay? We're making builds tailored to the pie charts, okay? So there you go. So you're looking at 50 badges, 1 finishing, 30 shooting badges, 10 playmaking, and 9 defensive badges. That's pretty tough. He's going to be 6'5", minimum wingspan. You already know what's up. Now, here's the crazy thing about this build now. You can get away with doing 3 different things with this build. You can either leave it here at 81.5-inch wingspan, not lose out on anything, okay? Everything on the left will go up +4. Everything on the right will go up +8 once you hit 99 or get the Gym Rat badge, win an NBA championship, or do all 3 of those, right? Or you can minimize your wingspan for God knows what reason other than playmaking. I don't even see why you would do this, considering the fact that your shooting is already going to be God tier and you're going to lose out on defense. The best thing to do, if anyone were making this build, is to max the wingspan. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We are going to max out the wingspan on this build and make him a defensive shooting god. Y'all see what I did there? Not shooting guard, shooting god. Okay? Now, for the takeover, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go spot up shooter. You have a sharpshooting sharpshooting facilitator, right? Moving on. But really, to be honest with you, I would choose shot creator because he's already going to have a good 3-ball. You're not going to need sharp takeover unless you don't really want to miss with this build. So there you go. Finishing badges. I'm going to go posterizer just so that way you can, I guess, finish at the rim, whatever. For the defense, chase down artist, clamps, Probably ankle braces. You can either go ankle braces, intimidator, you can go pogo stick, you can go pickpocket. But for me, I prefer pickpocket just so that way you can use that defense to your advantage, right? Moving on to the playmaking badges. Quick first step, space creator, unpluckable. And then you can go stop and go, you can go floor general, you can go dimer. It doesn't really matter, whatever, floats your fancy or tickles your boat. Doesn't really matter, okay? Now for the shooting. Catch and shoot, dead eye, limitless spot up. Set shooter is a tremendous badge. I love it. You can go sniper. You can go green machine if you really know your jump shot. You can go... you could go blinders if you feel like people are getting, caught up in your sides. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to shoot or whatever else. I mean, really, I don't know, man. It doesn't really matter. But I'm going to go difficult shots, and then we're going to put on blinders. Okay? Why not? So, you're looking at 7 Hall of Fame badges with this pure sharpshooting build that can play defense and play make. It's actually a really good build. Not going to lie to you guys. Okay? So now, we're going to move on to the next pie chart. Hopefully, I'm not taking you guys too much of you guys' time. I just wanted to do this, just to see what was up. Okay? We already did this pie chart right here. So, I'm going to go to a different pie chart. Notice, you guys are probably wondering why I'm not doing every single pie chart. Because they're probably going to come up with the same builds. You see what I'm saying? So there you go. For this one, we're gonna go with this pie chart right here, or this physical profile. So we're gonna go all of our shooting, all of our playmaking. Now, like I said, depending on what your mindset is, what your focus is, you can go all defense. And then a little bit of finishing or whatever. It doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? If you were to go that route, if you were to say, well, I don't want any defense. You know what? Hold on. Let me do this. So you can either have 7 defensive badges, right? Or you can have 9 finishing badges and 1 defensive badge. Really, it doesn't really matter. Whatever tickles your boat and floats your fancy, it doesn't really matter. However, with me, I love playing defense. I would rather be a good defender rather than be a finisher. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like defense wins your team games. So there you go. But this is just what I would do if I was making the build. But really, you guys can use it to whatever purpose you find useful. Okay? So, 25 shooting, 24 playmaking, 7 defensive rebounding badges, and 1 finishing badge. So, you're looking at a total of, 49 plus 8, 57 badges. That's actually a lot of badges for the build that we have here. 6'5", minimum weight. Now, like I said, you can either go drop your wingspan and kind of nuke your defense a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong, you still will have a 80 steal, which is extremely good, right? Or you can max out your wingspan. You're looking at a 7'2" wingspan on a 6'5" guard that has a 83 3-point shot, and he has a 82 steal. Really, the only way I would make this build is to max out his wingspan. But we're going to do the same thing we did for the other build. We're going to do both and see if the build changes any. It probably doesn't. It probably does. We'll see. For the takeover, really, man, it doesn't really matter. But let's just say you want to break people's ankles. Cool. Playmaking shot creator. The same build that was famous last year is the build that you have right here. Alright, let's just say you want it to max out your wingspan, be a little better on defense, be a bit, a little bit better on your finishing. Spot up shooter. If you want to boost your shooting, playmaking shot creators, same build. But I'm gonna stick with the max wingspan because it will be better on the defensive side of the ball. 6'5". Listen to this: 6'5", 7'2" wingspan, 82 steal ball. Oh, let me rephrase that. Once you hit 99, a 86 steal. Not to mention you have skill boosts in the game. So you could potentially be looking at a 90 to 91 steal rating at any time. Bro, this build is a two-way playmaking shot creator, if you ask me. You're looking at an 87 3 ball, a 90 mid-range shot, a 94 free throw, a 69 driving dunk, which, man. And then he's going to be a dribble god. This guy's going to be crazy, right? So, there you go. Finishing, we're going to go posterizer for God knows what reason. Chase down artist, clamps. You can do ankle braces. You can do pickpocket. I'm going to go pickpocket. We're going to get steals anyways because his arms are extremely long. Quick first step, space creator, unpluckable. We can go floor general. You can go dimer. You can go ankle breaker. I mean, really, there's a lot of different things you can do with this build, okay? Deadeye. You can go catch and shoot. Limitless spot up. Set shooter. You can go sniper. You can go green machine. You can go blinders. Really, I mean, 12 Hall of Fame 12 Hall of Fame badges on this build. Absolutely freaking crazy, man. This build is pretty tough. So, there you go. Moving on to our next pie chart, man. Not trying to, take up any of you guys' time or whatever else like that. Like I said, this video is for educational purposes only. So, whatever y'all decide to do with this video, if y'all just want to pretend like it doesn't exist, you can do that. But, I'm just having fun with it, man. So, we're on the all shooting, all defense pie chart. So, we're going to do just that. Alright. Now, we can go playmaking here. And then put the rest on defense there. Now, let's see. 10 playmaking or 1 finishing? Okay. Or 4 playmaking or 4 finishing and 1 playmaking. Y'all see what I'm saying? If, it just depends on what y'all want to do with the build. You know what I'm saying? It's just for funny purposes only. I mean, I wouldn't do my build like this. I would make sure everything is set up in a way, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about making stupid, crazy builds that would be cool to use to try out in the My Player Builder or something like that. But if you guys like any of these builds, you can just rewind the video or whatever else like that. But we're looking at a total of 1 finishing, 20 shooting, 10 playmaking, and 22 defensive rebounding badges for a grand total of, what is that? 42 plus 11. You're looking at 53 badges. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good badge count for this build. Gonna go 6'5". We're gonna go 175 pounds. Now, reverse to the other build that we just created. You can drop this build's wingspan, and he's still gonna be a demon on defense, but he's just gonna have a little bit better shooting. Alright? His playmaking does bump up a little bit, or you can become like a true defender or whatever else like that. It really depends on what you want. However, we're going to go try both. We're going to try the minimum wingspan. we're going to try the max wingspan. Alright, so let's do it. Lock takeover or playmaker. We're going to go lock takeover because his playmaking's not that good to begin with. And then you have the two-way pass first point, which is a build that I'm currently working on right now. That might be the Mike Lowry build coming in the future. Who knows? But that's just the build that you get right there. Now, we're going to go back and we're going to drop his wingspan down to the minimum. And then you have more options to choose from on the takeover side. However, we're going to go with the shot creator takeover, so that way we can be glitchy on step backs and whatnot. And then you have the two-way sharp, okay? So really, it all depends on what you want to do with your build. It doesn't really matter, okay? But if it were me, I would have my wingspan all the way maxed out because, I mean, you know, you're still going to get an 83 ball. You're still going to get an 83 mid-range shot. You're still going to have a 92 free throw rating. I mean, he's going to have a 70 drive and dunk, so he's going to be able to, you know, do his little rim grazers and everything like that, and his defense is going to be god tier. So this is a all-around build to me. If you ask me, this build is all around. But, you know, that's just me. Alright. So we're going to test this build, show you guys the badges. Honestly, I'm loving my two-way pass first point build. He's actually a really good build. I believe, yeah, so I just finished up playing college with him. He got drafted to this team that I didn't really want him to go to. He's kind of in the same boat that our facilitating finisher is on with the Knicks, but we'll talk about that later. So now we're into his badges or whatever. Now this is where this build gets extremely glitchy. This build is absolutely crazy. Wow. I mean, man, this build is woo. This build's crazy, man. This build is absolutely crazy. I mean, you're looking at 5 defensive badges on Hall of Fame. We're going to go with our same badges as before. Right? We're going to put it on posterizer. Okay. Now for the shooting, I mean, like I said, there are certain badges that people go to. You know what I'm saying? You know, those are the 5 badges. If I could only choose 5 Hall of Fame badges in the game, these are probably the ones I would go with. Set shooter, sniper, limitless spot up, dead eye, and catch and shoot. Yeah, those are probably the ones that I would go with. But to each his own, you know what I'm saying? So you're looking at a total of 10 Hall of Fame badges with this build. Like I said, this build can do basically everything, bro. The two-way pass first point can do literally everything. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Really, it's your build. You know what I'm saying? Do what you want to with him, right? Moving on to our next pie chart here. The all playmaker pie chart. Now, with this one right here, to be honest with you, I'm probably going to go with this pie chart right here. We're going to have a balance of everything. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to max out his playmaking. Now, this is where this build also gets glitchy. You can do whatever you want to, right? You can max out shooting, get some defense. Let's see. Let's do this here. Ooh. I mean, if this were going in my direction, in which the build, you know, however I want it to, what? Dude, I don't know. This is crazy. Because if I were to make this build, this is what I would do, okay? I would, you know, focus some on finishing or whatever else like that. But looking at all of this defense down here, you know, You can take off for defense and put it on finishing. You can take off for finishing, put it on defense. But really, I mean, if you were to do all that, right? Let's just say you only wanted to focus on, you know, finishing or whatever. You know, you could do this, right? You're gonna lose out on one or the other, right? Do you want to be a decent finisher? You know what I'm saying? And kind of be a lackluster defender? Or do you want to be a pretty good defender, but a lackluster finisher? You see what I'm saying? But to me, defense wins at the end of the day. So I'm going to go with, you know, the finishing. Or the defense. My fault. Sorry. Because, I mean, there are limitless possibilities you can do with this build. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell, this might even be one of the builds that I actually go back on and say, oh, would it be any different if we did do one of the others? So, we're going to do that for this build. We're going to say, you know what? How different would it be instead of having defense, we have finishing? So, we're going to do that. So, we're looking at 10 defensive badges, 30 playmaking, 12 shooting, and 1 finishing badge. For a grand total of, what is that? 40 plus 13, that's 53 badges. Moving on to the body type, I always go defined. 6'5", 175. Now, this is one of those builds where you can max out his wingspan, make him a little bit better of a defender, a worse shooter, a little bit better of a finisher. His playmaking's still going to be god tier, so you're going to be able to dribble the ball like crazy. Or do you want to max or minimize his wingspan? His defense takes a hit, and you know his shooting becomes better, right? Like I said, we're going to do both. We're going to max out his wingspan, see what the build says. We're going to minimize his wingspan, see what the build says, and change everything else in the first part. For the takeover, we're going to go shot creator because we're not that good of a shooter, and you have a pure playmaker. So that's pretty crazy. Really good stuff. We're going to drop the wingspan, choose the same takeover, and we get the mid-range playmaker. So, you know, do you want to have a little bit better shooting and still be good at playmaking? Or do you want to, you know, just be like a basic playmaker? I mean, really, it all depends, bro. It really does. It all depends at the end of the day. There are a lot of ways to make this build, and it's absolutely crazy, right? So now, what we're going to do, we're going to see how this build is different if we focus on just finishing. We're going to see how different the build is. Alright, we're going to minimize his wingspan. We're going to max it out. So, now we have 3 takeovers to choose from. I'm going to go slasher, just because. Why not? And you have a slashing playmaker. Now, we're going to go back. We're going to minimize his wingspan. And we're going to see what we get. Probably the same thing. You get an O threat, which is crazy because this is what Michael's build was in 2K20. He was god tier, by the way. Shout out to cousin Mike, man. Me and Mike used to run it up back on 2K. But regardless of that, I mean, really, there are a lot of possibilities you could do on this game with this build system. Like, it's actually pretty crazy. But like I said, it doesn't really matter, dude. Whatever you want to do with your build, you can. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I feel like going the defensive route is the best thing to do. You know, it makes your job a whole lot easier. If you can defend at the end of the day, but we get a mid-range playmaker for this build, so that's actually pretty crazy. So we're gonna move on, do his badges or whatever else like that, and you know that's really about it. But God tier playmaker, he's gonna be able to really set your team up, you know. So I mean that's what's up. But I mean this build could be, you know, put to use by somebody who is an extremely good dribbler. I mean, I'm not an extremely good dribbler at all. So, you know, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a lot of these builds that you guys have seen me make in this video, there is a build out there for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got 7 Hall of Fame badges for this build right here. They're like that, and the main reason why I wanted to make this video was to show you guys that your imagination can really force you to get out of bounds with this game. You know what I'm saying? Make some crazy builds and just do some pretty cool stuff, man. So we've already made that build right there. I believe no, we haven't made that one. So we're gonna use the defense and the playmaking pie chart here. This is kind of like your point guard version of Ben Simmons, if you will. He's gonna be trash on the offensive end. But so we're looking at you know, 23 defensive badges, 23 playmaking, 11 shooting, and 1 finishing badge. Like I said, man, don't listen to what other people say when it comes to making a build. Make a build that you want to use, okay? If you have trouble making a build, you know, figure out for yourself, hey, what am I really good at? And am I good at dribbling? Am I good at shooting? Am I good at defense? Am I good at putting my nuts in people's faces? You know, finishing at the rim? Whatever, you know, you're good at, make your build specifically tailored to you. Don't make a build because Stacks Montana said it's good. Don't make a build because Chris Move said it was good, which Chris Move is an OG in the 2K community, but he doesn't really go out there and talk about what builds you should make. Don't go out there and make a build because Badge Plug said it was good. Don't make a build because Soul Illuminati said it was good. Don't make a build because Agent or Jack Bill said it was good. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to all those guys. Shout out to all the 2K YouTubers out there. But make your own build. Make it original to you, right? Enough of my talking. 6'5", drop the weight, you know. He's already going to be God tier defense. You can drop his shooting, or you can drop his wingspan, make him a little bit better of a shooter. Or you can maximize his wingspan, maximize that defense, but you already know how it is. We're going to go minimum wingspan. Everything on the left goes up +4 when you hit 95 to 99. Everything on the right goes up +8 when you get the gym rat badge or win the championship. Now for the takeover for this one, honestly, the first 2 are probably going to be your best bets to maximize the build's strengths, but we're going to go shot creator. Why not? And you have a 2-way playmaker. Now we're going to go back and we're going to minimize the build's wing, or we're going to maximize his wingspan. Then you only have these 2 takeovers right here. But honestly, I'm going to go with lockdown defender because I want to be able to lock down the best player on the opposing team. And then you still get the 2-way playmaker. Alright, so really it just depends on what you want to do with your build. So there you go. This is kind of like your Ben Simmons kind of build, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the point guard spot, he's not going to give you a lot on offense, but what he lacks in offense, he will damn sure make up for in defense and playmaking. So, there you go. So, we're just going to run through the badges. Like I said, man, all of these badges are personal preference. I go with the same badges because they work for my play style. So, there you go. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. I mean, it just depends on what you want to do. But, yeah, man, this build is absolutely crazy. Like, you can do a lot with this build in terms of, like, defense and playmaking and everything like that. So, he's gonna be pretty good. So 10 Hall of Fame badges for this two-way playmaker. So there you go. We're gonna move on to the next pie chart here. We're rolling right along with this video. I don't know how long we've been on here, but hey, man, I hope everybody enjoys this video as much as I did making it. Gonna go with that pie chart to get the max vert. Now, this is a all defensive build. So, this is probably going to be, you know, your pure lock or, you know, whatever else like that. But, you know, really, I mean, there might be some potential with this build right here. Who knows? We'll see. Yep, give me those playmaking badges. And there you go. Alright, so it really depends on what you want to do with this build. You know what I'm saying? You can, you know, we've already maxed out all of his defense. We maxed out his playmaking. We maxed out shooting. So really, I mean, whatever you want to lose out on, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to lose out on something if you want to max out all of everything else. You know what I'm saying? But we're looking at a total of, what is that? 41 plus 6, that's 47 badges, which is probably the lowest badge count we've had so far. But this build is going to be a demon on defense, though. Drop the weight, drop the wingspan, or, sorry, 6'5", minimum weight. Bro, you can drop this dude's wingspan, and he does not lose on steal rating, like, at all. The fact that he's 6'5", he's extremely tall for a point guard. But I mean, really, yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, he's still gonna be a god tier defender. So yeah, you just have a perimeter lockdown build here. We're gonna, you know, we're going to raise his wingspan. Probably still going to be the same. Perimeter lockdown. So, yeah. This is your perimeter lockdown build. Alright? I changed it every way that I could. Really couldn't get anything out of it. But this build is for the people that love playing defense. Like, these are the guys who literally, you know, are sweats on the court. You know, they just want to get their team steals, you know, and they want to play defense and everything like that. But, hey, man, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? I respect people that love playing defense. I like playing defense in real life, too. I take pride in playing defense, so I respect it. But, I mean, hey, this build right here is going to be god tier. If you make this build, man, you're going to be an extremely, extremely good defender. Like, I'm talking, you're going to be crazy. So, 7 Hall of Fame badges for this pure lock build. So, there you go. Alright. Moving on to our next pie chart here. So, let's see. We got the all defense and kind of shooting pie chart, but we already did this one right here, the two-way sharp pie chart. I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna go through all of these pie charts, but you know, some of them I would go through with. But I mean, really, dude, there's a lot of possibilities, man. Like, I mean, it's crazy stuff. But I mean, hey, I'll go back through them. You know what I'm saying? I'll go through them. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm gonna make sure. Okay, so we have. I don't know why I just skipped this one to go all the way down to here. But yeah, so we got all defense and a little bit of shooting there. Alright, so we're going to max out a shooting, max out defense, and I'm going to go playmaking. Alright, so we're looking at 24 defensive badges, 9 playmaking, 17 shooting, 1 finishing. Okay, so you're looking at, what is that? 41 badges, 41 plus 10, 51 badges. That's extremely good for this build. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is a kind of sleeper build. You know what I'm saying? We can drop his wingspan. He's still going to be a demon on defense. He's going to be pretty good at shooting still, right? Or we can maximize his wingspan, get all that defense out of him that we can. He's still going to be able to shoot the 3-ball, but not as good if we drop his wingspan. So we're going to drop his wingspan, right? We're going to go with sharpshooter takeover. That way we can get more shooting out of him. And we have a 2-way mid-range shooter. That build reminds me. That name of that build reminds me of a small forward. Actually 3, maybe 4, actually. One's a 2-time champion, a 2-time finals MVP. He won a regular season MVP in 2014. I'm talking about Mr. Kevin Durant. He is a 2-way mid-range shooter, in my opinion. Then we look at another one. LeBron James, 4-time champion. I mean, 4-time MVP. Kawhi Leonard is a 2-way mid-range shooter. Paul George. I mean, bro, that's crazy. At the point guard spot, right? Then we're going to go on ahead. We're going to raise his wingspan. If that's what you want to do. Make his defense god tier. And then you have a perimeter lockdown. But for the sake of the name and the fact that that build can do everything with a minimum wingspan, that's the build we're going to advance with. So, there you go. This build's actually a sleeper. This build is actually a sleeper, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. It just depends on what y'all want to do, bro. Like, as y'all can see, I didn't really care about the finishing because you gotta sacrifice to make the build that you want to at the end of the day. But for me, I would actually make this build. I mean, it would be fun to use. I mean, he'd be pretty crazy. I mean, yeah, he'd be like one of those builds that you don't really see on the park, and you won't really know how to deal with him. You know what I'm saying? Chase down artist, clamps, ankle braces, pickpocket, tireless defender, intimidator. I mean, this guy, 6 Hall of Fame badges. I mean, he's going to be a good shooter. He's going to be a good defender. He's going to be an average playmaker. I mean, yeah, he's going to be a demon. This build, this would be a demon build for sure, if you were to make it, right? Moving on to our next pie chart here. We have the all defense and kind of shooting or finishing, my fault. So defense and finishing is what we're going with. Alright. Gonna max out his defense here. That's a lot of defense right there. That's a lot of finishing too. Now it comes down to where you want to spend the other 55 points at. For me, I'm not going to be able to do anything with a you know, a 53 ball. I'm going to at least want some on, well, you know what? I would go, yeah. So, he's not going to be the best playmaker in the world, but then again, I don't know, man. So, if we were to go... I mean, really, we're not going to get anything out of shooting, like, whatsoever. But, we will be able to get 3 playmaking badges. I mean, so, there you go. He's not going to be able to shoot the ball to save his life, but he is going to be a slashing, defending god, okay? So, we're looking at 24 finishing, 1 shooting, 3 playmaking, 24 defensive badges. So, we're looking at 48 plus 4, that's 52 badges. Pretty good stuff. 6'5". Drop the weight all the way down. We're going to raise his wingspan because why the hell not? He's not going to be able to shoot anyways. He's going to be a slashing god. And that's that. 2-way finisher. I mean, there's no other different way I could have made. I don't know why I just went back and did a build. Because it doesn't really matter. I mean, this build is for the people that actually want to do damage to other people's lives at the rim. I'm just saying, this build is something else, okay? I mean, if this is the kind of build that you picture yourself making, do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you what to do, but for me, I mean, this is something I would make if I got drunk or something and I just hopped on the game and said, oh, I want to, you know, laugh because of how crazy the build is. Yeah, this would be the build to make me laugh because, I mean, he's a defensive god that is going to be putting his nuts in people's faces because he's going to be able to dunk on them and whatnot. So, I don't know. That's pretty crazy stuff, man. It's kind of funny when you think about it, but I mean, he's gonna be crazy, dude. This build would be something that somebody would make just to toy around in the park. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be crazy. It would be crazy to see this build in the park just to see what it would do, but I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know why anybody would make this build. I mean, it would just be funny. But, hey, to each his own, like I said. But 6 Hall of Fame defensive badges is what you would get with this build. So, that's for the 2-way finisher. There are better 2-way finishers out there. 2-way finishing pie charts. I believe this one would be the better 2-way finishing pie chart, maybe. I don't know. Moving on to this one right here. This is your all finishing pie chart, kind of. So this one will have your Hall of Fame finishing pie chart. We're going to max out the defense on this build as well. Give me a little bit on free throw shooting and... Well, you know what? Hold on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can... We didn't get any shooting badges there. So yeah, I mean... Yeah, you're not going to get any shooting on this build either. So... I mean... Really, you don't really need interior defense, you know... offensive rebounding or anything like that. But to maximize what the pie chart says, that's what we're doing. So we're looking at 28 finishing, 1 shooting, 6 playmaking, and 25 defensive. Oh my god. This Oh, this build is funny. So we're looking at a total of, what is that? 53 plus 7, 60 badges. This build is wild. This build's wild. I mean, bro, this build is crazy. Okay, slash and takeover, another 2-way finisher. So I'm not even gonna show you all the badges because you already know. But bro, there are so many 2-way finishing pie charts in this game that you can make that it's ridiculous. Okay. Now, here's another shooting pie chart we have here. Bro, now this one might be kind of demonish too. Because think about it, you got all the shooting in the world, right? Just let's see what we could do with this build if I were to make it, okay? Can I get away? Ooh, okay. Okay. So we got this. Okay. So I'm going to see what would happen if I made this build right here. So this is how I would make the build. I would have a little bit of shooting, or I'm stupid. A little bit of finishing. I would max out his shooting. Max out the playmaking the best I can, and then do all the defensive stuff that I normally do on a build, right? So this build right here, what is that? 29 plus 27, that's 56 finishing, or 56 badges. That's a lot of badges for this build right here. Drop the weight, 6'5". Bro, it doesn't really matter. You can put up his arms, or you can max out the wingspan, or you can drop the wingspan and still be really good at defense. But we're gonna do both. We're gonna do both. You got a 2-way sharpshooter there, right? Or you max out his wingspan. You have a plethora of other options here to work at your disposal, but we're gonna go spot or shot create and take over, and you still get the 2-way sharpshooter, okay? But for the benefit of having longer arms, being able to be a better defender, I'm going to go with the maxed out wingspan. This is if I made this build, though. You know what I'm saying? This is what would happen if I made this build. This build right here is a defensive demigod. Like, that can shoot the ball, which is absolutely nuts. So, I mean, that's if I were to make it. I don't know why. Okay, yeah, let me go edit this build again. Okay. I believe this was the all shooting pie chart. No? Okay. Now we're going to go defense. Playmaking. Bam. And then we're just going to put the rest on finishing. So, I mean, you could get more. Let's see. You might as well do that. I mean, really, you're gonna have to sacrifice on something anyways. But for the sake of this, we're not doing it to sacrifice anything. It doesn't really matter. So you're looking at 1 finishing, 26 shooting, playmaking, 12 playmaking, and 21 defensive rebounding badges. So you're looking at a grand total 47 plus 13. That's 60 badges. So pretty crazy stuff when it comes to the badges. We're going to max out the wingspan. It's still probably going to be the same. Either way, it's still going to be the same. And we're looking at the 2-way sharpshooter. Wow. Wow. Absolutely nuts, bro. Absolutely nuts. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. All right. Moving on to our next pie chart here. I believe it was, yeah, this one right here. I believe this is our last pie chart of this video right here. Sorry I took up so much of you guys this time. Like I said, this video was just for research purposes. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Somebody's gonna literally take everything I said in this video with a grain of salt and be like, yeah, you know, Crazy Spartan, he's kind of a nut job for making all these weird builds. But, hey, why not have fun with it while we can? You know what I'm saying? So, if I were to make this build, this is what I would do. You know, we're looking at a potential of, what is that? 8 plus 47, that's 55 badges total, so that's pretty good. 6'5", drop the wingspan or the weight, then we're gonna raise the wingspan, so that way we can get better on defense. We're still gonna have an 83 ball, which is what my facilitating finisher has, and y'all know mans can green. And we're gonna go with the shot, create, and take over, and you get a pure playmaker. What kind of sense does that make? I don't know. I don't know what kind of sense that makes. Considering the fact that I don't know. Anywho's, then we're gonna drop the wingspan, and we're gonna go shot create, and then you get playmaker, shot creator. But, if I were to make this build, I would max out the wingspan. I mean, just the build playmaker. The fact that you can literally do more than just playmake, it would literally scare anybody on the park if you made this build. The fact that you can shoot the 3-ball, the fact that you can playmake and literally break people's ankles, and play defense, yeah, this build's really versatile. But that's not what we're here to do, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Spartans, Spartans of the world. We're here to create a build that is absolutely stupid. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a build that is absolutely stupid. And yeah. There we go. So you got your badges on the right, attribute caps on the left. I mean, it doesn't really matter because I always make my guards 6'5". Bruh, this build, you still get the same thing. Either way it goes. I mean, bro, that's absolutely crazy. Like, why not? I don't know why I just did that. I mean, bro, build is absolutely nuts, bro. Like, crazy. Like, he can do literally everything. Like, the build can do literally everything, you guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed this long episode. It was kind of like a what if thing. Like, what if you made a build a certain kind of way, do this, do that kind of deal. But as you can see right there at the top left-hand corner, that 2A pass first point that I was telling you guys about earlier on in the video, he got drafted by the Warriors. I don't know how it happened. I didn't really want to go there because I don't want to have to fight for Steph Curry's point guard spot, but I'm probably going to be moved to the shooting guard spot. Hell, maybe Clay can play small forward. I mean, he's 6'7" for crying out loud, and he's a really good defender. So, just imagine that lineup. Curry, me, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, James Wiseman. Boom. Crazy stuff. And then I have a 2A sharpshooter in college right now for the Huskies, so we'll see what happens with that build right there. But that is my baby KD build that I was talking to you guys about, or that I've made videos on. I'm going to make another video on them tomorrow once I get done with the facilitating finisher build. But other than that, man, that wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, make sure your notifications are turned on so that way you don't miss a video when I upload. Hey, y'all keep subscribing to the channel, man. I really, really would appreciate it. We're almost at 280 subscribers, and you know, we're almost at 300. That's my next milestone. If we can get to 300 before, what's a good timetable? I want to say if we can get to 300 before November 1st. If we can get to 300 subscribers before November 1st, I will let somebody Spartan kick me off my trampoline in the front yard. 300 subscribers. Just go do it, okay? But other than that, y'all stay motivated, stay dedicated, always have that Mamba mentality, and I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace out.